Welcome to Board Ghost, a story broadcast with games as the engine. We believe you're out there, hungry for stories for shared experiences. We can't see you, can't hear you, yet we will play for you. This night's offering is Fiasco. We're going to be using the playset Camp Death. Our players this evening, myself, John Holt.
Ken Breeze.
And our guest.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Herks.
All right, Kelsey, welcome.
Welcome, Kelsey. So good to have you on.
I'm glad to be here.
So before we get going, Kelsey, what do you do in life? What is your passion?
Well, I am a playwright and a gamer.
Then you're in the right place.
Yep.
All right. So we're going to be playing Camp Death. We're going to build our grid. And before we do that, a little bit about the score. Key, ma, ma, ma. So here's the deal. Camp Clearwater's been abandoned since some grisly unsolved murder 20 years ago, or whatever. The new owner probably made that up as some creepy story to tell the campers and scare up business. What I know is that we've got a couple weeks to get this place set up before any campers arrive, and most of the hard work is already done. We've got enough booze, pot, and distance from authority to make this the greatest summer ever. What could go wrong? This one has a little tweak in it, in that there are the death dice. Before starting, remove 2 white dice and 2 black dice from the pool and replace them with 4 red stunt dice. We're going to roll them as normal and go through the whole thing. Whenever a stunt die is picked to resolve a scene, someone dies. Usually this will be an NPC, but do not be afraid to kill a PC this way. Just don't kill the character. Do the deed off camera to leave a bit of uncertainty. You never know when someone might make an unexpected reappearance. Whichever player picks the stunt die to resolve the scene gets to decide whether that die is white or black for that scene.
Mm-hmm.
During the aftermath, don't roll any of the stunt die. They won't affect your final outcome. All right, so let's roll up our dice and get into our grid.
Kelsey,
All
would you
right.
like to roll
Go
a
for
dice?
it.
Yes.
All right, so between Ken's character and myself, we have a work relationship, gas station attendant and customer, and we also have an object that identifies with our pairing, which is an object, virginity. Everybody knows it, an embarrassing object. Between me and Kelsey, there is a secret relationship, not who they appear to be. There's also some information, an object, the crazy drunk's incoherent warning. And between Kelsey and Ken's character, there is a family relationship. They are identical twins. They also have a need, contextualizing their relationship, to get even with the boy or girl, man or woman who spurned their advances. Or your advances. One of them, perhaps. All right, Ken, you got who you got?
I sure do.
All right, who you playing?
I'm playing Jasmine Jazz Willis. She is 17 years old. She is a camp counselor. She is like the slacker crust punk counselor. Like she's like been at the camp for years and years and years and years. And it's just like she's sort of like she changed maybe over the past year or two into being a bit more anti-authority, a bit more difficult to deal with. She's been reprimanded many times by the head counselor and the owner. But, you know, somehow it's like because she's a package, she comes with her sister. It's almost like they don't want to get rid of both of them. So they sort of deal with Jazz's hijinks and shenanigans.
All right, so I am playing Zachariah Walsh. He is a 28-year-old gas station attendant, a local in the camp. He lives in the woods, pretty sparse life. He is one of the children of Walsh, one of the children who grew up in what the camp used to be, which was a religious organization, a cloistered religious organization.
Yes.
And all of the children there were children of Walsh, the founder of this organization. Wouldn't you know, but those nosy feds broke up this church and turned the land, got bought out and turned into a camp. And so he just has
Those
to...
nosy feds.
Yeah.
Ruining a perfectly good family.
Yeah. He could have been there to watch his sister wives get married off to Reverend Kulsh. Daddy Kulsh.
Papa.
Jeez.
God Daddy.
God, Daddy.
Oh my
Daddy
goodness
Walsh.
gracious. Amazing.
How long ago did that end? So he's 28? Is it like...
I think it's like 20 years ago.
So he was like 8 years
he was
old?
a kid.
Yeah, he was a little. Yeah.
I am playing Daisy Willis. She has also been at the camp for a really long time, but unlike her sister Jasmine, she still really enjoys it. It's just a really sweet girl, and everyone likes her, and she gets really good grades, and she works really hard, and she might be selling pot and other things on the side. But no one would know anything about that.
All right, so now we've got our grid, we've got our characters. Let's roll into our story.
It is midsummer, hot out, trees, forest, very rural, out in the middle of nowhere. The camera basically is panning from this sort of sweeping view of the forest. It sort of stops over a ribbon of 2-lane tarmac that sort of winds its way through the woods and the mountains. And as the camera starts to sort of push in, down, 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 we do see a red station wagon that is making its way along the road. As we push in further and further, we can start to hear the sounds of music. It literally is the sound of music, soundtrack playing over this scene. And as we push in so close that we can start to see into the car itself, we do see Daisy and
you
Jazz.
See the wood sides of the station wagon.
Exactly, the
Absolutely.
wood-sided station wagon. And we see Daisy and Jazz in the back seat. Jazz has a black sweater wrapped around her head and sort of has tried to fold herself in half so her leg, or rather her head, is between her legs as she's attempting to sort of block out all this family fun. What's Daisy doing?
Driving.
Driving. Nice.
Yeah.
That makes
Well,
sense.
the driver gets to pick the music, and she doesn't understand why her sister is acting like this because they were both in The Sound of Music like 5 years ago. It wasn't even that long ago.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I played Liesel.
Yeah, you did. You got the better part. And now you're pretending like you don't like it.
I hate this music, Daisy. Please, can you turn it off?
Oh my God, you are such a baby.
I'd rather stick my head out the window and eat bugs.
Okay, then do that. Here, I'll roll down the window for you.
I am 16. on 7.
And as I am fine.
All right.
I sit up, I unwrap my head. I have this spiky, asymmetrical hair, been dyed black.
You know, your hair is really improved by being in that sweater.
Well, this isn't even hair. This is just oppression that's on my head. I don't think you even understand.
No, I don't.
I'm sticking my head out the window now.
Okay.
She does.
All right.
And as she is, the wind is sort of blurring her vision and causing tears to come out of her eyes. But in the distance, she does see a gas station. It's a favorite place of the family. They like to stop here to get some drinks and some food. It's only a few miles down the road to the camp. So it's sort of the last time that they can sort of have a lunch together or something like that. And so, of course, Daisy pulls over and we're sort of getting out of the station wagon. Can you describe what Daisy looks like a little bit more?
Daisy wears a lot of pastels.
Yes.
She holds herself with a lot of confidence, and people take it for granted then that she's very beautiful. But she would not necessarily say that about herself. She acts like she's beautiful, but she's not sure if she is. She has long hair that she's super proud of and takes really good care of, and it's a lighter shade of brown. Her makeup is meticulous when she wears it.
Yeah, and I guess for Jasmine, Jasmine's sort of almost an antithesis. We're identical twins, so we look obviously identical.
Mm-hmm.
But Jasmine's chopped off her hair, has dyed her hair, is more into wearing sort of like that proto-Cure type makeup,
Yeah.
really pale,
Yes.
like powder, and just sort of like darker lipstick, darker eyeshadow, dark nails. And she has spent the last week basically tearing up her camp counselor t-shirt and sewing it into the back of her like leather jacket. So that's what she's sort of wearing.
You know they're not going to let you wear that when we get onto the camp.
Well, they
grounds.
fucking better.
Language. We're going to be around kids soon.
Well, I guess they're going to learn some things this summer then, aren't they?
Oh, God.
Yeah. Get ready for fun.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Oh my God, who's that guy? He's so cute.
Is there anyone else in the car, by the way?
Our parents, I would assume.
Your mom or something?
No,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
Maybe?
wouldn't
just
wouldn't
us?
we be? Wouldn't it
just
just be
driving
us?
up?
If there's anyone
That
else,
makes
wouldn't
sense. I
they
guess
be other counselors?
I guess it is just us.
Yeah.
Then. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it is just us.
Let me propose that there's like a bespectacled, very quiet girl
That
who
could be
is
it.
like much mousy, who like you guys just kind of, another childhood friend that you kind of
Mhm.
Sure.
almost forgot she was there in the passenger seat this entire
We have big
time.
personalities.
We do.
Yeah.
Her name's Meg
All right.
Meg.
or Peg. You want Peg or Meg?
Which is it? Maybe we
You
both
guys
forget.
actually forget.
Yeah, we both forget.
You call her both.
One of them.
I'm pretty sure it's Meg. Maybe we call her Egg.
All right. So a pretty dirty, oily rag comes and like starts wiping more like smearing dust.
Oh my God, he's so hot.
Okay, first of all, no. Second of all, no, excuse me, sir. No, thank you. We don't need you to move the dirt around on the windshield. Thank you.
Most obviously, this is a dirty automobile that you have brought into my station.
Yes. And you are just making it smudgy.
But it's not the only thing that's dirty.
Oh my God,
He scowls.
Jasmine, I swear to God.
The back window's dirty too.
Oh my God, Jasmine.
He goes around back. He's just wearing overalls, no shirt.
Look at those arms.
He is pretty like
He's not wearing a shirt.
cut.
I know.
Oh my
So
God.
good.
Yeah, you get a peek down, and he's not like whatever's under the overalls are low cut if there's anything. So
Come on, we have to go talk to him. Get out of the car. Come
Jasmine,
on.
he's like 45.
He is not 45, and even if he is, that's hot.
Ew, Jasmine.
Yeah, come on. I can't go by myself.
No, you cannot.
I start getting out of the car.
I get out of the car too.
So, do you live around here? Are you like from this area? Are you from
this
here?
is a full service station. I would ask you to get back into your automobiles.
I need a stretch. It's been a long journey.
It is improper for women, unaccompanied, to be out in the
Oh
woods.
God, he's sexist too.
I'm accompanied by my sister.
Is there anywhere we can get a snack or something?
There are vending machines just around by the bathrooms.
All right, let's go.
All
And I start
right,
pulling your arm.
Let's go. And I'm like, I was just starting to talk to
Would
him.
you
What
like regular or unleaded or super max?
Regular's fine, thank you.
Fine.
Fine. He's gross. He's
He
gross.
is not gross.
Did you hear what he said about women not being allowed to walk around on their own?
I wouldn't want to walk around on my own around here. There are bears.
Oh, come on. He was doing it because we're girls.
I mean,
The growl in
I
the
guess
It was like a wolf howling.
I guess I'll just have to show him how powerful women can be.
Oh God, you can't teach people like that.
Well, I guess you don't know until you try.
Oh God. Oh.
Don't you have like a novel to read or something?
Yeah, I do, and not when I'm driving, which preferably will be very soon.
Well, whatever. Oh my God, they don't have any Pepsi here. Oh. I kick the vending machine as hard as I can.
You are the only person I have ever met that prefers Pepsi.
This is where I think this is a decision point.
This is a
Yeah.
great decision point. How does this go, John?
It's gotta go. I think it's gotta go bad.
It goes
Oh,
poorly for me.
boy.
All right. So as I kick it, I kick through the plastic.
Oh,
Like it's
shit.
so old and weathered. I kick through the plastic, and it's I totally damage it. And like,
Jasmine, now do you see how your violent behavior affects us?
fuck, here, help me push it over so it looks like it
Oh.
just broke on its own.
God, no.
Quick, come on.
Okay. God.
And
Can't let you go down
we
by
push the
yourself.
vending machine over.
And as it tips and smashes around the corner, comes running,
Oh, no.
Oh, it just
and
it,
his
Oh.
veneer is broken. What have you done? What have you
no,
done?
it broke.
Oh God, it
It's so good that you're
fell.
here to
It,
help
like,
us.
tried to kill
It almost
us.
killed us together.
Yep, we were both standing in front of it. It's very weird.
Cold cast comes over his face. If it was your time, I would have known.
And I like look at him like I am salivating. I'm like, I'm like,
Daisy just laughs.
I'm like, oh, do you like are you into astrology?
Oh
Do you
my
like
God.
read the tarot?
You will get in your car and you will continue on down the road.
Oh my God. Yeah, okay. All
It-
right.
yeah, Daisy's just like
what's your
blankly staring at him
name?
like he's the biggest idiot ever.
Do you like live here? Are you here all the time? Do you work here a lot?
You need to leave now.
I agree. Let's go.
All right.
Jasmine, come on.
I'm coming. And she sort of like is like, what the fuck is up with this guy?
I fucking told you. I'm dragging you.
And as we get into a car, our like bespeckled friend goes like, he's a virgin.
All right.
Sure seems like it, huh, Meg?
I'm going to. This is going to be a little parallel.
Yeah.
We're on the dusty gas station.
hmm
Some leaves blow past it. It's quiet. You just hear like off-season cicada low hum, and through the window, kind of as we pass through the dirt, you see a man Zechariah flipping through a Bible that's been heavily annotated and whole passages scratched out violently so that like parts of the page are scratched away. And he's just deep in thought, like engrossed in this page, like flipping it, reading it quickly. And he hears a ding ding as a car pulls across the hose and tells him someone's out there. So he goes outside and he sees these two women and interacts with them in the car, and they run off around the side. And he starts pumping the gas, and he notices that there's a third girl in the car. And he goes up to her and says, "Who wants to play Peg or Meg?"
Yeah, I'll play her.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
"Miss, you seem to have much more sense and decency than your companions."
Oh, I don't know about that. What what do you mean?
"You are not presenting yourself so forward and doing things that are incorrect, like stepping out full service station. It is full service for a reason."
Well, I think Daisy said something about getting a snack. So,
Yes, I would have acquired your snacks, or I would have given you a bathroom key and allowed you to go around the side yourselves
Oh,
after I had retreated from the area. When it is better for you to have pulled around to the side than to get out here.
what?
There are certain ways things are done.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I am so sorry. May I ask you? May I be as so bold as to ask your name?
I don't think I should talk to you.
You have a certain purity about you. I think we are kindred spirits.
I don't know about that. Why is it such a bad thing that they wanted to get a snack?
Oh, it is fine that they would want to eat. It's just that they are not doing the ways things should be done. There is a certain proper order to things, and if that order is not followed, there are certain problems to be had. This guy's a little weird.
Yep.
Just a little.
But you understand, you are sitting here properly and properly, and it is me who is out of place approaching a young woman unattended, even if we are divided by an interior and exterior of an automobile.
Yeah, I'm definitely not getting out of the car. You don't need to worry about that.
As you should not. Again, I recognized a kindred spirit, a pure spirit in you.
I love that he's completely missing her look of abject horror as he continues to like talk at her.
He thinks he's doing well, huh?
Yeah, poor guy. Poor Meg.
So, allow me to again be yet more bold, but I see that you are wearing a camp counseling shirt. Are you going up to the camp there for the season? Are you amongst the counselors, or do you watch over the flock of children?
Why would you want to know that?
I'm simply making an observation.
Yep, I'm wearing this shirt.
Very nice. That is a great thing that you should watch over children. They are very precious in this world.
Yep. Say, you don't leave this gas station very much, do you?
I go to between here and home. I live nearby.
Oh, I see.
There's a nice little community around here. It gets a little out of control in the summer, I would say. It is not as quiet as it used to be, but I do not fault you in that. But as you can see, you are only 1/3 of a problem, and he gestures towards where he hears like a crash.
Crash!
May I again be so bold as to give you my card? It's for the station, but I am here most often, and you could call me. I think this is a decision point.
Yeah, so there's
Yeah.
like a tiny crack at the top of the window. like maybe half an inch is open.
And just so you can breathe because it's hot.
Yeah.
I think that this goes well for Zechariah.
Wow. All right.
I think it goes well for him. What does that mean?
Okay. So Zechariah passes the card
Yep.
Okay.
and says, "Again, I am being extremely bold. And like I said, I don't commune often with others, and I thank you for your time. You were very kind to me in listening to me. And sorry if I put you off. I know that I can be a little forward and off-putting, and your friends have me on the wrong foot." He's definitely paying Meg/Peg more attention.
Meg
Mhm.
Peg.
Yeah, he's posturing like a lot more like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry for
Being a little
so
bit more
forward."
cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, she takes the card from the like sliver of air that is open, and she smiles mostly to get him to go away, but she gives him a big like yep, smile and nod.
And again, if it's early yet for courting, but I have kept myself pure, if that is something. And then he hear a crash, and he says, What in hell?" and runs around the car to the back.
And Meg just shudders. I feel like we should get to camp.
I totally agree.
Yeah. Yeah, let's have it be a few days in. So like we've got to do setup before
Yep.
all the kids get there. So maybe it's like a day before the children
Before
will
they arrive.
Yeah.
Cool.
And so we're just doing our last bits of I've never been a camp counselor. Have any of you guys been a camp counselor?
No.
Yeah, a little bit, but not for yes.
Yeah, I was
Day camp. That
yeah,
doesn't
same,
quite
same.
count.
I did day camp,
Yeah,
but
me too.
but I've never been like a sleepaway counselor. So I don't know. Maybe we'd be getting ready like our songs and stuff, and like planning what our like fake names are gonna be. Is that how that works?
Yeah, and
Sure.
there's like prepping new counselors and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
are you guys, is
Prepping
this, how long
counselors.
have you guys been counselors? Can be another thing to figure out because this could be your first or second year.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty recent that we've
Yeah,
become
because we're still
counselors.
pretty young.
Maybe this is our second year.
Yeah, second year.
Cool. So it might also be on you to kind of train the newbies
Mhm.
paired with like new meat and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
we like decorate our bunks for our
Mhm.
counselor, for our campers. We figure out who's gonna be doing what. I'm obviously doing archery class.
Obviously. And I'm teaching music. Yeah. I really enjoy our vibe, Jazz and Daisy. I
Jazz
think
and
it's fun.
Daisy.
Maybe we should have a meeting with like an adult, like a real adult.
Sure. We that
could
could be
be-
it. Is
yeah.
there the camp owner
Yeah,
or a head
it could be
counselor?
the head counselor.
I think she's kind of like a rugged
Mm.
woman. She
Yeah,
likes,
yeah.
Yeah.
She's like got a walking stick
Yeah.
and wearing khakis.
Yes,
and
I love
like,
her.
Got
Yes.
a scarf. And she's like,
Absolutely.
all right, kids.
Yeah.
Like ready to go.
And Daisy super like wants her to like her. Like so
And Jazz likes her too because she's like one of these ladies who like would have joined the military
Oh, yeah.
if she could go into combat, but they wouldn't let her go into combat. So
Yeah.
she's like an outdoors woman. She's very a survivalist to some degree.
this woman goes her own way. She's kind of like universally admired, it
Yeah.
seems like.
Yeah, she's just a tough lady who's a badass.
Yeah.
But like supportive and
She throws hatchets.
She totally throws hatchets.
Yeah.
Fucking throws hatchets.
Yeah, she does.
Yes.
What's her name?
That's a great.
Andromeda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Andy for short.
Absolutely. Yep.
So head counselor Andy.
Head counselor Andy. She wants to talk to us because it is our second year, and despite Jazz being a bit of a curmudgeon, she's still really weirdly very good with the kids.
Yep.
So, and the kids like
Yep.
weirdly super like this like punky down with the man fuck
Yep.
authority.
Yep.
Daisy is good with the kids because she like just really likes playing games and stuff and is like bright and happy. And so Andy sees like potential in these two. And she wants to impress upon them that if they work really hard, maybe they could work towards a more substantial position at the camp in a few years.
Cool. So where are you guys meeting?
So maybe around a fire pit,
Cool.
nighttime.
So it's like it's like
Awesome.
last day before kids show up.
Yeah.
It's that
like,
night.
And everyone's been kind of like kumbaya.
Yep,
and
yep,
prepping
yep.
and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
We're
And
basically
she
done.
like pulls you aside.
Yeah.
Yeah, there've been some like uncomfortably appropriative rituals and stuff. And yeah.
Ah. Boo.
But those are all done. Those all happened off
Yeah.
screen.
Ladies,
Oh, hi, Andy.
it's great having you back here again.
Oh, I am excited.
It's great
for
to
the
be
summer,
back.
Andy. I won't lie. I am. It is nice to be back.
That's right. That's what I like to hear. And I am so excited to have you two back in my camp.
You are? Why?
Yeah.
I see such promise in you.
Oh.
Wow. Well, that's really nice to hear, Andy.
You think when I first came to this camp, some 20 years back, when I first founded this camp, that I did it just to have a rich kid's place for them to play? No. I made it so that women like you could grow and learn leadership, skills that you can take out in the world, so you can kick some ass.
Fuck yeah.
Well, we try. I definitely want to do that.
Yeah. I mean, being here is it's all right.
We both have a really good time here, and I think a lot of that is due to how you run the camp.
I mean, I thought the camp had been around longer than 20 years.
Haha, no. 20 years is a long time to be doing camp counseling. Let me tell you, you've done it for 2 years now. You're so young, that's like your entire lives at this point. Almost.
It's a pretty solid proportion, yeah.
So,
Yes.
here's the thing. The camp really needs strong role models. These kids need strong role models. models.
And we will both strive so hard to be really good role models.
I'll do it if I can wear my jacket, Andy.
You do what you need.
All right, I'll do it.
Here's the deal, though. You gotta be straight with yourselves, you gotta be straight with me.
What do you mean by that?
You play the punk, but I know there's something under there. There's a sweet core. You better put it out there. These kids will find it. And you,
Me?
you're not as straight-laced as your straight long hair leads you to believe. And I know that. You need to cut loose a little bit.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, Andy. I'll take care of the kids. You know I love the kids. But sometimes they say the stupidest shit.
Well, it's kids.
This is the tough one. I need you to keep your heads on a swivel.
What do you mean?
For bears?
Wolves?
Well, all right. You can't repeat this, especially not to the kids.
We do like a dumb like hand gesture that means like we'll keep our promise.
Yes, yeah, we do. We do the camp gesture.
Yeah. Like in perfect unison.
But every once in a while, the camp gets threatening letters.
What?
Nothing serious, sometimes kids pulling pranks, silly stuff. But just be careful. Things may be ratcheting up this year. I don't know exactly why.
What kind of letters?
Like funny ones? Like they're gonna drop poop bombs or something?
I think this is where you guys might have to make a decision. Or
Oh, yeah.
how's it gonna go?
You would be making.
Yeah, you
I'll
pick
make
that
the
one, 'cause
decision.
You're the NPC.
No, I'll let you guys go because I may reveal what the letter is and let you guys tell me what. I'll give you some context to it, but you can say what's on
okay.
it. How's that sound?
I'm doing a death.
Okay.
Cool. So this is
Somebody's
it can be
gonna
red.
die.
It can
Oh,
be
this
it can be
is
good or
Oh, yes.
bad.
Yeah.
So we'll have this. So we let you, but it's your scene, so we'll
Mhm.
decide whether it's good or bad. What do you think, Ken? I'll let you.
I
make
think
that
it's
call.
good.
It's a good
It's
thing.
good.
Okay.
It's good. Go
So
well.
so in the going well, she says, "All right, you are maturing young women, and I can trust you with this."
You absolutely can, head counselor Andy.
So she
I'm ready to kick ass.
she pulls out a letter and opens it, and well, here, what's written in blood?
Oh boy. Not like your classic like letter cutouts.
no,
Oh, no.
it's written
no,
in
it's
blood.
written in blood.
Chunky blood.
Boy, howdy.
Wake up, children.
Oh, or something about the land. Thou hast desecrated our hallowed land.
I like that. Wake up, children. Thou hast desecrated our hallowed land.
That's what it says.
Yeah.
And it's
Written
signed
in
with a
blood.
winged W.
Yes. Weezer?
What the hell does that mean?
That's nuts. That has to be like deer's blood, right?
I do not know. It did come with some clumps of hair and some fingernails.
What?
But again, that could all be for show. It just could be some teenagers getting up to some silliness.
That's
I've done that.
with the hair and the fingernails?
Yeah, I mean, you just clips them off.
was
If it was sent with a dried rose or something, I would assume that it was part of some sort of Bauhausy fun music scene. But
Uh-huh.
no, it smelled of death. It just smelled wrong. I've aired it out a little bit.
That is so gross.
No, you can handle this. And again, do not tell anyone. I
Right.
don't think it would be in anyone's interest, but if you see anything that resembles this letter, you come right to me.
It said wake up children. Are the kids safe?
Well, they're not here yet, so we'll just have to be careful.
So they should be safe.
That's why I'm asking you to help me be some extra eyes.
Okay.
You know the danger. I'm raising the level. You are mature young women, and I want you to be aware.
Okay.
All right.
Um,
Well, I'll keep my head out, or my eyes out, and my head up.
quick question, head counselor Andy.
And if I see anything, I'm gonna punch their heads.
What does it mean by hallowed ground? What was here before?
Well,
I think it's kind of important.
Oh, all right. Well, this camp was the site of what we could politely call a cult.
What?
Well, just a man with certain ideas and his many wives.
What?
That was what 20 years to this, it's 20 years ago ish that was broke up. It's been
20 years ago ish.
well,
We weren't even born.
Yeah, jeez.
it's been a long time, and I bought this land from the government, and nothing except for pranks and the occasional camp accidents have ever plagued this place.
occasional camp accidents like...
Oh, somebody falling off a tree, getting their leg broke, or
Well, that happens.
yeah, the standard stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy. Nothing we've ever had to.
There's that terrible spider bite last year.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, that was bad.
That's about it. I mean, really, if we send someone to the hospital, it's probably something that could have happened to them at home.
Hmm.
So,
and no threatening graffiti or anything?
not yet. No, nothing that we found.
Is that why the lodge house seems so old? That it's been here for a while?
That is a good observation. That is one of the original buildings,
Oh, God, I really wish I didn't know that.
but it was just
Sorry.
The other buildings had been burnt, and we
Daisy
had
kicks
to.
you under the table.
The other buildings had been burnt, and so we just built some cabins and these other structures around. This is the little holdout den, this lodge over there.
Did anyone die in there?
Oh, I don't know.
bet
Who
they
knows
did.
what the news reports say?
There's probably ghosts there.
Oh, my God.
So awesome.
Well, I leave you with that. Have a good night. Sleep well. We got kids
And with
coming
that,
in the
sweet
morning.
dreams.
It's your call to describe how someone dies.
Yeah.
You took the
Who-
die.
who
You got the die.
Who dies and how do they die?
I think we're going to say fresh blood. It doesn't have to be anyone that we've dealt with before. either.
Okay. We see a cabin, and it's candle lit. We see it from the outside, and there's just one flickering candle in the window. And it's surrounded by trees that are very similar to the trees that are on the camp. It looks like it could be another camp building. And as we go into the window, we see a man writing with a very old-fashioned looking pen, and he's having to write with quill and ink. And you can't really see what he's writing. You can just see him dipping it in every so often. And you see that he finishes writing, he like blows on the paper to dry it off. And as he's folding it up, the camera pans over across the desk to where you think the quill has been. And instead, you see a severed human hand. And you can tell that he's been dipping his brush into where the blood. Ah! Also want to make it clear the hand is a man's hand.
All right.
It's a big, beefy hand.
Big beefy hand.
Yeah.
We wake up. It is the next morning. We're gonna go
Alright.
just right the next morning. You and I, Daisy and Jazz. We know that the kids are gonna be arriving soon.
Mm-hmm.
It's warm. We decided to take a morning swim. So we're going to the lake to take a swim together.
I'm sure everything will be fine.
Yes, it'll be
Yeah.
totally cool. Jazz is dressed in like cut off jean shorts and like a t-shirt, probably like a Alice Cooper t-shirt. Goes
Dave-
into the water with that, just all that stuff on.
Daisy's wearing a painfully shiny one-piece bathing suit.
Yes.
Like, painfully shiny.
Yes. Awesome. So we're splashing around and kicking around, and I'm all, I wish I would have learned that guy's name yesterday, but fuck him.
Ew,
Like,
Jazz.
No, I slept on it,
Thank you.
and I think we need to get even with him somehow. Like, I want him, like, just, I don't know. Like,
Freak him out?
I like TP, maybe the gas station.
Oh, yeah.
Freak him out would be good. That could
Yeah.
be super fun.
He seemed to
Yes.
think that there was all kinds of spooky shit all over the place.
I guess he's like probably some just like inbred sort of, who knows, like idiot.
Yeah. I mean, he thinks that women walking alone are dangerous. What does he think we're going to do?
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't really get that actually. I thought it was sweet at the time, but now that I thought about it, it's
God,
kind of
I
stupid.
hate that stuff.
Hate
when people,
what? Like-
when people pretend to be worried about you just to control your behavior.
Oh.
You've never
Never.
noticed that?
Well, no. I notice it all the time. That's why I'm dressed this way. No one's going to fucking control me.
Yeah. Well, you almost went for that gross dude yesterday.
Well, that's because you thought he was gross.
Well, then next time I'll have to pretend to be interested in gross dudes.
Wait, no, don't do that. Please don't. Oh my. Speaking of gross dudes, who's that guy over there floating? Do you know him?
No.
Across the way, we see in some reeds someone who seems to be floating upside down, like they're face down in the water. They seem to be floating.
Jazz, I think we should get out of the water.
What? Oh my god.
He's face down.
No. Give it a second. No.
No. Get out.
I like pick up like a rock off the bank and like hurl it at him. Ah!
Don't do that.
Sort of splashes in the water nearby, but there's no movement.
Oh my god.
And as the ripples of the water cause the corpse to sort of like bob on the lake, it sort of like just of its own weight, like sort of turns over. And as it does, a beefy, stocky arm comes out of the water, stumped, no hand, and sort of splashes down back into the lake. Oh my God.
Daisy screams super loud, which I will spare the listeners from my reenactment.
And Jazz is just sort of like fascinated, like, oh my God, that's a corpse. And she's like
Yeah,
drawn
no shit,
to it,
Sherlock.
like she's just like getting closer.
I
closer.
grab her arm and I drag her away.
All right, well, I think this is a decision point.
Mm.
How does this go for Jazz?
Let's get rid of some of these good things.
That's okay. It goes well. I rip myself out of my sister's grasp. She's not able to hold me back.
Okay,
I sort of
I get
slip
I get out of the water and I approach the corpse from the bank.
I say, "You're such a scaredy cat.
Yeah.
He's dead."
Yeah.
And I sort of wade over there, but I don't get too close. I start holding my nose as I'm like, oh.
God.
It's as I'm getting closer, and
God,
it's
you're
like,
in the water with
it's
it.
like, exactly, like it's all sort of dawning on me what is all happening right now. I'm just like, oh my God. And I just sort of like look really ill as I start backing away. And I do get out of the water as I sort of, I'm sort of retching.
Ugh.
I think that's the end of our scene.
We are moving through the woods, almost at like a POV, and the camera comes out into the clearing of what would be the camp, but there are these sheet metal structures, like plywood and sheet metal, and a high barbed wire fence with like some poured concrete and some rocks. This is like a fortified area. And as the sort of camera comes up to the fence, we see women in gingham print dresses and children in little like jumpsuit kind of clothes. One or two like men kind of like shuttling, quickly, to the main house, to the top house.
Do not tarry.
Do not tarry. And kind of a straggling little boy runs towards his mother, and you can just catch a glimpse of like a tow-headed little Zachariah.
Oh, buddy.
Zachariah, she says, we must get in before the outsiders come.
God.
Mother. And he clings to her skirts as they huddle in the darkness with the others. Who wants to play the good Reverend Goddaddy?
Oh my gosh.
You got it? Me got it?
I think you should do it.
I got
I
it?
played the last.
All right, I'm Reverend
NPC scene.
God Daddy.
All right. What I will ask you then to do is play Zachariah's mother,
All right, yeah.
Wendy.
Yeah, I can do that. Wendy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Wendy Walsh.
Wendy
Walsh. God Daddy Walsh.
I'll set you up here. He gets up to everyone's sort of frightened to give a rally to tell everyone.
Exactly. Well, I mean, and that's the funny thing. He's gripping his saber, which he normally doesn't do. It is sheathed, but he has it. It is an antique he said has been passed down in his family from the time of the Civil War. Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy. So we're just going full on monster
we're
for
going-
this guy.
We're going full on. We're going full on. Yes, that's correct. God Daddy Walsh is pontificating. They will never get past the wall. We will survive and go on to propagate and bring the heaven to this world that it so deservedly needs.
But Mama, I've been over the
Amen,
wall.
Daddy. Amen.
Mama, I've been over the wall and back. It's real easy to get through.
Hush now, Zachariah.
I know just the holes to get through it.
But we have God on our side.
I was
Don't you worry, Zachariah. Just because you found the holes doesn't mean that anyone else will. You're touched by God, too. The outsiders won't be able to find it because they don't know the way.
I don't know.
And some of these outsiders may wear the face of men, but do not believe it. They are demons. They've
Mama.
come to destroy.
I talked to an outsider boy. I snuck out. I'm sorry.
Wendy slaps Zachariah.
It kind of creates a clearing when he does that, and now he has the eye.
Exactly. God Daddy looks down on him and he says, "What is this? Has this child been wicked?"
I took care of it in the way that I thought I needed to, but he should be fine now. It was only a small infraction.
All of you follow the example of sister-daughter Wendy, for she shows the way. Strength, discipline, stick-to-itiveness.
God, Daddy, I'm sorry.
Quiet, boy.
I think I did something real bad.
It's all right.
Well,
It's
no,
done now.
no.
It's done now.
Let him say his piece. We are all able to show our true selves, to confess, boy. What is it?
Well, here, how's this gonna go for him? 2.
We should
Yeah?
start using these red dye.
Red die.
Okay,
Yeah.
red
All
die.
Another death.
Another
So white or black?
Black.
Bad. It's
Negative.
Bad. It's bad.
I spoke to a boy, an outsider boy, and
Everyone gasps. Everyone gasps. And there's murmur. Rabble.
he was awful kind. I tried to teach him our scripture. I tried to teach him the prophecy of you, God Daddy, of the coming end, and how he should give up his mommy to you.
Wendy turns to look at God Daddy as though asking permission to speak.
And he nods and he says, "You see, even amongst our flock, the outside world continues to rear its wickedness. Speak, sister daughter."
Zachariah, you are young, so I know it's difficult to understand. However, you cannot trust the outsiders. They will act just as the way they know you want them to act.
He seems just like us. He'd like to have fun.
And that is the very deception. That is the very cruelty of the outsiders.
I don't know. Some of what he said, it doesn't seem, I don't know if it makes sense.
Well, that's how they get at you.
How do we know God Daddy's not telling us lies? So I think too, that's the point where
Yeah,
from the high windows, floodlights
start, yeah.
And you hear Edward Walsh,
We have a-
allow those people out, allow them to come to safety.
And God Daddy's like, "Prepare yourselves," as he pulls his saber out. You can see that's actually been snapped in half, so it's only half a saber.
Oh my goodness. Everyone's all the children are crying.
Yeah.
And,
So he gestures. They've had this plan in place.
Oh
for a
yeah.
while.
Oh, they have the plan.
And everyone is getting into their leaving positions,
Mhm.
their escape positions.
Okay.
And as they are preparing themselves, passing out the sacred wafers that will send them on
Mhm.
away from the outsiders, Wendy is about to give
Zachariah.
Zachariah one because the children are given theirs first.
Mhm.
And God Daddy stays her hand, says he is not of us anymore.
Oh
no.
He is soiled.
Oh,
So that's the bad
Zachariah's
outcome.
soiled.
Oh, Wendy is very sad about this.
So he's actually pushed out the doors.
Yeah.
Wendy cries and is trying to hug him as he's leaving.
And yeah, these burly
Yeah.
dudes are holding her back.
Yeah,
And a hand,
yeah.
God Daddy's hand, he comforts her and
Mhm.
hands folds her hand over
Yeah,
her
yeah.
wafer. And says,
And she's inconsolable.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he kind of wander. You see this little figure sort of wander blind into the light and
Mhm.
kind of disappear in the flood of lights.
Nice.
The police are kind of bundling up, or the SWAT guys, the FBI guys
Mhm.
are bundling up this boy. He's crying and pulling back to his family. They kind of start listening to him say they're going without me. They're going without me.
Mhm.
And they say, we rush. They're
Mhm.
doing something
Go, go,
and
go.
So they
Breach.
finally bust in as the last of the assembly sort of falls foaming to the floor.
Aw.
And stuck in the dais in the sort of rise platform is a half saber.
Yeah.
And
God Daddy.
there's a whole,
God Daddy isn't there.
Yeah, a whole lot of bodies.
He gone.
No God Daddy.
He gone.
No God Daddy.
No God Daddy.
Oh my
That
gosh.
God Daddy gone.
Coward. Oh, and that was the big main hall, right? That's
Yeah,
still
that
standing.
was the
That's
lodge.
definitely not haunted in any way.
It's where it's mess. It's where we
Yeah.
live.
Daisy and Jazz have made a plan to freak out Zachariah. He seems like an easy mark because he's already spouting all of those weird, culty sounding things.
And we realize he makes a delivery to the camp every so often.
Yes. And we also needed something to distract us after finding a body and talking to the police and stuff.
Yeah, that really shook up the camp.
Yeah. We thought that a fun, harmless, ghosty prank would maybe.
It was before the campers arrived, so none of the campers really saw the body. They just
Yeah.
sort of saw the police.
Yeah, they saw
there,
the police
maybe,
there.
which is even worse.
Yep,
I
that's
don't know.
great. That's
So
great.
it's there were far less campers here this
Yeah,
year
the
because
lake is closed.
Yeah, a
too.
lot
a
of
bunch
peop-
of people.
yeah, the lake's
just,
closed.
The lake's
Yeah.
closed. A bunch of
people,
people took their
turned
kids,
around,
turned
and
around.
left,
Yep.
and no, maybe not.
Yep. So there are a lot fewer campers around, and there's kind of a pall over the entire camp. Everyone's
Yeah.
kind of bummed out.
Yeah.
But we
And it's
thought
a rainy day too.
yeah. And so we thought it would be fun to do a nice fun
Fun
prank
prank.
on Zachariah who does deliveries.
Exactly.
What would Zachariah deliver?
He's got like a storage refrigerator at the gas station.
Oh, yeah.
And so what happens is like the big truck can get up to the gas station,
Yeah.
unloads a bunch of stuff,
Yep.
and then like kind of they parse it out. Like, they'll take some dry goods
Perfect.
first, and then as they need meat and stuff, he brings a delivery of like cold storage meats
Perfect.
over.
Yeah, when head counselor Andy was like, "Oh, and Zachariah will be here with the meat delivery," Daisy and Jazz just kind of looked at each other with like that like secret twin knowledge, like, yes, this is what we are going to do. Zachariah usually comes in the evening after all the day's festivities have been done, and while we're doing our rounds, checking on the kids and what have you. This should be us like planning our final like what we're
Cool.
gonna do.
Where are we located?
Near the kitchen, like
Okay.
near where he's gonna pull up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
And
So we like volunteered for like dish scrubbing duty tonight.
yeah.
We're in
Yeah.
the kitchen that's was attached to the lodge or
Uh-huh.
has always been a part of the lodge.
and
I
I'm wearing one of your black sweatshirts.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Yes, you are wearing one of my black sweatshirts.
Yes.
And I'm like wearing a devil's mask.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. Good. So I've got the
Yeah.
hoodie up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we're just sort of waiting for him to like pull up.
Yeah.
And you're gonna like distract him, and then I'm gonna like jump out, basically. So that's sort of
Wait,
the idea.
I thought we were both going to jump out.
Are we both jumping out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Shouldn't we both jump out?
Yeah,
like
we can.
like what's the distraction even? Like what's the point?
You flirting with him?
Ew.
Well, faux flirting with him.
Ew, even that is enough to turn my stomach.
A faux flirt turns your
Yes,
stomach.
yes, a faux flirt. A faux flirt with a gross dude like that.
He's not that.
Oh my god, you're doing it again.
Well, we're gonna get him.
Yeah.
Okay. When do we both jump out? What's the signal?
So we should position ourselves when he's turning around. It'd be really fun if we could get him to drop something like really
Yes.
heavy.
Yes.
Yes.
Great.
And if we could like, I don't know.
Get him to pee his pants.
Oh. Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
What would be okay? Everything that's happened has already been so spooky already. I can't even imagine what could be worse than.
Take some of my makeup and put it on really, really thick so you look like a ghost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then pop out and be all like, I'm a ghost. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm from
What was the cult that
the
was here?
W's. I don't know.
The W
The
cult.
W's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they're something like that?
Yeah, the W cult or something.
Something?
I don't know.
Is that what?
I don't know.
Isn't that what she said?
I don't know.
Is that what Andy
This
said?
is pre-Google, so I can't
Yeah.
look.
I think that's what she said. Yeah, say that.
Yeah.
And then I'll jump out with a devil's mask on. I'll be like, I'm here to take you to hell.
Perfect.
Yes. Okay, good.
So
Okay.
I like bolt back to the counselor room, and I just like slap on a little bit of extra like paste makeup, and like come back and look horrifying.
Yes. And we sort of like position ourselves. I'm outside behind some trash cans.
And I'm across the way from you, like across the driveway behind in some bushes.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. And we can see each other.
Yeah.
So we're
And
like
so we finally hear the truck sort of coming up.
Yeah,
We're
it's
like,
like a beat up old
Yeah.
pickup truck.
A jalopy.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, and the pickup truck arrives.
There's a bunch of coolers in the back,
Mm-hmm.
like something wrapped in a tarp, big something. So he gets out of the truck. He's presentable. He's made himself nice. He's got a nice pair of jeans, but he's got
I mouth. He took a shower across.
And I'm
the
like
way.
biting my biting my knuckle.
he's got a
so
button.
hot.
He's
shake
got a
my- I
button
shake my
shirt
head.
on.
So hot.
But he's got his sleeves rolled up because it's hot. He's got work
Summertime,
to
it's summer night.
do. Yeah, and he wipes his brow and with a kerchief, and
Of course.
then reaches into his cab to grab his meat hooks.
Meat hooks.
So he turns around with the meat hooks, and like, what is your reaction to him? Like, Yeah, you just sort of freeze in place.
Yeah, so like originally the plan had been that we jump out when his back is turned and he's
Yeah.
reaching for something in the truck.
Yeah.
So like I think I start tiptoeing out to do that, and then I see what he's grabbing and I like tiptoe back.
This is a good point.
I guess maybe is this this
think
seems
so.
I think this is a perfect
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Yeah, this is a perfect decision
Meat
point.
hooks.
Meat hooks.
Oh boy, wasn't planning on that.
Am I making
Well, he needs
this?
something to move the meat with.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
goes poorly for you, Daisy.
Oh
It goes
great.
bad.
Well, he sees you
Yes.
in your like ghost makeup,
I roll with it.
and he looks grief stricken. Like he drops the meat hooks.
And I jump out and I go, "You're going to hell!"
Yeah, he turns from you, like he turns from you and is like kind of keeps glancing back at you. What?
Back at Daisy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like doesn't even pay attention to me at all.
at all.
I'm so fucking pissed about that. I'm like,
I just say, I'm a ghost, and I want to run away, but I'm frozen.
You do bear a striking resemblance to the dead.
I'm the devil over here.
I'm gonna run away. I'm gonna try and grab Jazz and get her to run with me.
Yeah, I definitely let myself be led away, and I'm just like flipping double birds at him as I'm being like led away. I'm the fucking devil. Aren't you scared of me?
We've done 2 scenes each. That's the end of Act 1. So now we're going to go to the tilt. All right, so we generate our tilt. We have failure. You thought it was taken care of, but of course it wasn't. Course, but it wasn't. And then paranoia, a sudden reversal of status/fortune/sympathy. We interrupt our story here and we'll resume in our next communique. I was one of your players, John Holt. You can find me on Twitter at Lord Joho and on Instagram at board_ghost. And you can find my media review, talk to people about random stuff podcast at newdushow.com. And you can find my book club podcast at woundandstab.com. Ken, where can people find you?
You can find me, Ken Breeze, all over the interwebs, but please do check out burlingsbeard.com. I'm a concierge DM in the New York City area. You can hire me to run your games. If you are into it, PAX Unplugged just happened, and it was a really great show, so check that out. I was on a panel there called Kids at the Table, which was a lot of fun. Shout me out if you get a chance.
And Kelsey.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Herx. Thank you so much for having me. I am found on Twitter and Instagram at @zforzelma. That's my burlesque name. I actually have a play coming up in February. I'm going to be running a Kickstarter for that through December. So if you are at all interested in buying pre-sale tickets to that and you live in New York, then check that out.
Where can we buy pre-sale tickets?
The Kickstarter. Search for the play Can't You Tell?
And to learn more about the players and engine in our story, visit boardghost.com, and we will put links to the Kickstarter there. This will go up just around that
Just
time.
around that
Oh,
time. This
stellar.
comes out right in December.
Yeah.
Nice.
So if you would like to help collaborate in making Board Ghost, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/boardghost, where you can get early access to the episodes. You can hear one story as it drops in toto, and you can also get some access to like the art that we use on the website, and generally just be there with us as we collaborate. You can attempt to pierce the veil and contact us at Board Ghost World on Twitter. Shout out through the ether if you have desires we can fulfill. Leave reviews and comments on iTunes, your preferred listening portal, and take a moment to subscribe so you don't miss out on the latest episodes. We'd like to thank Pat Couples for our theme song and interlude music. You can find more about Pat at patcouples.tumblr.com or on his band's website, hotelsandhighways.com. If you're not alone in the void, share our stories. The more they are consumed, the truer they become.